everyone. Today we have a lot of story time, a lot of stories to tell, but I'm going to wait, as usual, for people to show up before we do story time so that I don't have to repeat the same stories over and over and over and over again, that sort of fun thing. We're going to be playing more Palia today. I did talk about it earlier. I did a whole episode on whether or not it was worth playing, and I think it is. Now, to sum up a 1.5 hour stream of asking, should you play this game? I think you should. I haven't gotten bored with it yet. Usually cozy games like this I get bored of pretty quickly because there's not a whole lot to do, but they definitely keep you busy with activities. There's definitely plenty to do. So I'm impressed with the amount of content. They've already done some patches with some other content, so they're keeping up to speed on it. So welcome in, Bubble. Hello. How's it going? What is going on? We need to go buy some butter for some steak, because that is what you do in games, apparently, is virtual cooking. Easier and better than real cooking. Well, I won't say better. I'm better cook in this game than I am in real life, but can't wait for the Switch release of this game. I am definitely excited for the Switch release of this game. I think it is going to be great on Switch. The controller's been hit or miss, so they definitely still need to do a little bit of work on the controller support side of things. I'm guessing that's why the Switch is still delayed, is that they're working on the flaws in the controller. But once they have that down, I don't see anything that's going to be a problem with the Switch release. Glad you're feeling up to streaming today. So, it's weird. It's like, so 2 days ago, I told my Discord that I was going to take a break from Discord and that I needed to just no more streams, no more YouTube, no more anything, because my mental health was taking a nosedive, which was 100% accurate. Like, work was stressing me out so much. Like, it was to the point where I was considering calling my doctor and seeing if he would write me a note to basically say that I needed short-term disability to take like a month or two off of work to get my mental health in check, because it was bad. I was feeling awful. So I told Discord I was going away, and then 2 hours after that, they pulled us all into a room and said, hey, this is your notice. In 60 days, you're all going to be let go. So we've eliminated your position. There's no more jobs in Oregon for you. We're not going to give you a different job. We're not going to try and find you someplace else to go. We no longer want you. We're going to displace you. Have a good day. And it was upsetting, obviously. I've worked for this company for 13 years, so I have invested a lot of time into said company and, my skill set and all that. And like, usually when something like that happens, they're like, oh, well, we'll move you into another job set that really covers your skills, and you'll just, keep your job, maybe get a little promotion out of it, and off you go. And I didn't get that this time. And I thought I would be more upset, but here's how messed up it is. And this should tell you that there's like a problem, a fundamental problem, right? So, driving into work today, because they haven't laid us off yet, we still got a couple months before they lay us off. So, I was less stressed today, knowing that I'm going to lose my job and have to worry about how am I going to pay my mortgage, how are we going to pay for food, all that sort of thing. I had less stress dealing with that than I would have knowing I was going to go into work and I didn't know how long I was going to be working this job. Like, this job is so messed up and impacting me so badly that it's less stressful to think about not being able to pay my mortgage and not be able to eat. That's a problem, right? Like, that's That is a massive problem. No job should be so stressful that it's easier to think about being homeless than it is to go back in for one day. Like that is a fundamental issue. Because now it doesn't matter how hard you work in a day. Oh, it's not even that. It's just like there were so many work politics going on, and people always talk about like, oh, well, don't get involved in the work politics, but you have to because everything is politics. So basically, a bunch of stuff went wrong because other people, and they pinned the blame on me. So every day it was like, oh no, I'm getting blamed for all this. Am I going to lose my job? Well, now it's, well, I'm going to lose my job no matter what. So it don't matter. I hope you find something great soon. So here's the thing. There's two things on that. One is I've never not worked before. Like, I started working at 15, 16. I got this professional job as soon as I turned 18. And I've gone to work every day since forever and ever and ever. Hi, Emmy. And that's exactly it. He's going to take a mental health vacation first. They are kind enough to be paying one heck of a severance package. But to get the severance package, I have to agree to being fired and not working for 60 days. Like, I can't find anything else for 60 days. So no matter what, I have to take 2 months off of work. But the severance package, I've been trying to, like, do the math. And the severance package is 2 weeks of pay for every year I've worked for the company. Not great, but not the worst. So, depending on how many weeks they count and all that, it should be somewhere between $15,000 and $30,000. Emmy, thank you for the Prime sub. So, like, I was thinking about Enterprise Rent-A-Car reached out to me and was like, hey, we're willing to headhunt you. We know that your company just laid a bunch of people off. Would you like to come work for us? And I thought about it. And I was like, okay, I could take that. I could take the sure thing and grab another job. But then I'm back to working a job and in the grindstone. And I don't want to do that. With the severance pay, I can take... The severance pay would cover me for about 9 months of work. Not counting unemployment. I could take almost a year-long vacation and be paid for it. I would be absolutely mad to not take them up on that, right? And even if I only decide to do, okay, I'll take 4 months off and then go back to work, like, I'm going to take the vacation. I need it. I would be just absolutely crazy to not accept the money. Like, so I'm going to take it. There's no reason not to take it. I don't know about months. Like, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about taking months off, but, like, I get stir crazy when I take a week off from work. And, like, 2 weeks, I haven't taken 2 consecutive weeks off except for when I had my surgery. So, you know, that I was recovering for, so that's a whole different beast. But, like, I couldn't imagine, like, 4 months? 4 months of not having to go to work and just being able to do whatever the heck I want to. Like, go do a podcast. I was thinking about this morning, like, well, I talked about doing a Catholic podcast. I'll have time to just make a podcast if I wanted to. My buddy, he's take your vacation and pour yourself into photography and streaming. So that's my buddy that I work with. He's in the same position and he's getting canned too. And he said that this is his opportunity. He's going to go for it. He's going to try and become a professional streamer. I could do that. You know, I could stream for 8 to 10 hours a day for a month straight and see what happens. I'm hesitant to do that just because, like, I've been streaming for a year now and have 120 followers and only, like, 5 of you show up. So I haven't, like, done great in the last year. And granted, I haven't spent as much time into it. I just don't know. I don't know that I'm ever going to make it as a big streamer. I don't think I'm ever going to be a full-time streamer. I don't think that's what I'm meant to do. However, I talked about it on the Catholic forums too. I spend a lot of time on the Catholic forums helping people with Catholicism. And the outreach and support that I've received just in the last few weeks from the Catholic forums, people have said that I've really helped shape their faith, that I've really helped them to have a deep understanding of God and come closer to God, that they've taken my advice or they take my prayer schedule or my prayer novenas, that the amount of people who've reached out to me about that has been overwhelmingly supportive. And so I'm considering maybe doing a Catholic podcast and putting a lot of time and effort into, instead of just streaming, because streaming is saturated, but spending some time really talking about more into the Catholicism that I don't get to talk about when I'm here. I do small snippets, I make videos here and there, but I think I could do more, and I honestly think I could maybe make a Catholic podcast that would be enjoyable to people, and so I might sink my teeth into that. I would still make content, I would still stream, I would still, do the YouTube and photography, but also doing like a 30-minute to 1 hour podcast to talk about the things that I really want to talk about that don't necessarily need a video format to it, but maybe also a little bit of video formatting too, because I love doing video formatting. I will tell you though, couple observations here. So this is something I talked about on the Catholic Forum. Like, I'm a big person of practice what you preach, right? So if I'm going to go to the Catholic forums and tell people how to live their life and how to be Catholic and how to pray and how to improve their relationships and things like that, I have to live it too, right? And so I was just honest. I was like, this is my opportunity to really find out, do I mean what I pray? Because my number one prayer, the prayer I do every single day, when I go to church, I do a full 5 decades of the rosary, so 50 of these prayers, if not more. When I go to confession, I usually do 10, 20, 30 of these prayers, is, oh my Jesus, I trust in you, take care of everything. And it's a very simple prayer, but it's Jesus take the wheel, right? It's saying, I don't want it anymore. I can't handle it. I can't do it. So thy will be done. Whatever it is that you have planned for me, God, you do it. And I'm going to trust in you and let it happen. And so I do that prayer a lot. So saying, God, I'm really worried about this job and it's stressing me out. Can you help me with this job? And have Jesus say, don't worry, fam, I got you here. You're fired. Like, it's like, God, no, God, that's not what I meant. When I said help me with the job, I meant like, give me a promotion or move me to a different department, or don't take it all away. It almost felt like one of those genie wishes where where it's like, oh, I wasn't specific enough, right? I said help me with my job when I should have said help me with my current job and don't take it away from me. So that's tough, but I guess, like I said, now's the time to say, do I mean what I actually pray? Am I actually giving it to God? Am I actually willing to give it all up and give over the control? Or am I just saying it because that's what you're supposed to say, right? So now I get to figure that out. I get to find that out for real. Do I actually mean it when I say, God, take the wheel? Because he gonna be taking the wheel here with this whole thing. Emmy and I are going to start an AITA podcast. Here can be your first one. I was going to wait for Dexter to be here, but, Oh, perfect timing! Dexter's here! Hi, Dexter! We were just preparing for you, so, my unpopular opinion of the day, and I know this is upsetting to people, so, am I the jerk? Unpopular opinion. I think a steak cooked well done is the best possible way to cook a steak. A well done steak is always better than a medium rare or anything like that. A well done steak is the preferred and best way to cook a steak. AITA. I started making medium rare and you didn't even notice. I didn't notice, but we cooked our steaks well done for a while. I like a well done steak. I don't like poking my meat and it bleeding on me. I know people be like, oh well, it's not actually blood. It's just no. I don't even want it. It is. It's blood, and your food shouldn't bleed when you poke at it. No. I like my steak to be just leathery almost. Like, you eat that, you have to chew on it for a few hours. It's good. I don't do steak. Steak is good. Steak is good. My husband gets his well done every time, and I cringe. It is the better way to cook it. Now, I won't ruin a steak with ketchup. I definitely don't think you should slather ketchup on a steak. I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to say slather it in that. But I will say hot sauce on steak, pretty darn good. Hot sauce goes on everything. But yeah, so I'm going to have 4 months of like paid, like my pay is going to increase. And this is like the crazy thing, right? I'm losing my job and I'm going to get paid more because we are going to, if everything pans out like it's supposed to, and that's a kind of a big if, but what the heck? If everything pans out, I'm not driving to Portland every day, so I'm saving $200-300 in gas just to start. And then I'm going to be able to collect unemployment on top of the severance, which means somehow I get paid more money to be unemployed. How does that work? I don't know, but that's potentially where we are at. So if I can spend 4 months getting paid more to do whatever I want, like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself. Like I said, we talked about maybe doing a podcast, maybe just traveling. Emmy and I have talked about moving to different states, so maybe taking a little bit of that severance money and like visiting Alaska. We've talked about Alaska, we've talked about Maine. So taking that money and saying, let's go to another state and see what it's like to live in Alaska or Maine or not Missouri, Michigan. Like, we might go check it out. Connecticut. What's this money from? So, as a part of my work, displacing me is the word they're using. As a part of their displacement, they're offering a severance package, and if my math is correct, the severance package should be somewhere around $15,000 to $30,000. So that will be a lump sum up front, which will certainly give me plenty of money to not go back to work for a while on. I am chasing this magic deer, and it's very, very pretty. I'm going to feel bad killing it, but... Oh, Dexter's not in the Discord, so, Dexter doesn't know what's going on. So, they pulled us all into a room on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday, and said that they're eliminating our department, and so we are all going to be displaced from the company in a couple months. So they're giving us a couple months to prepare, but we will be removed from the company in November. But they are offering a severance package to those who have been with the company for a while and who are eligible. So, and that severance is based on how long you worked for the company. It's supposed to be like 2 weeks of pay for every year you worked for the company, plus a little bit on top of that. So it's going to work out to like 36 weeks of pay for me or something like that. All as a lump sum up front. Plus I'm going to get a bonus. Plus I'm going to get all of my PTO paid out. Plus I'm going to get something else. Not to mention I won't have insurance taken out of my check anymore. And like, my insurance is literally like $200 or $300 a paycheck. So between gas and that, I'll get like an extra $800 a month. And then on top of that, unemployment. So it seemed like a bad thing at first, and I wasn't sure how I would cope with it. But now I'm looking at it as an opportunity for me really to take the time to take some time off of work and do what I want to do. Like, I hate the kind of work I'm in. I don't want to go back to the kind of work that I'm in. But at the same time, it's the only work I've ever done, and I don't know what else there is out there. I don't really know what my passions are, right? I love photography. I don't think I'm going to become a professional photographer in these next few months that'll pay enough, to pay the bills. I don't think I'll be a professional streamer. So the question is, like, what work would I enjoy? So now I need to find out what I actually want to do, and I'm going to have some time to actually think on it and explore it. So it's kind of exciting. Come to government with me. I would love to get a government job. But that's not up to me. That's up to the government. And so far the government has said no. So I was stressed out because, no job coming up. But it looks like it's all going to work out for the better. So I'm trying not to stress too much about it. Whatever happens, happens. And I'll figure it out. And that's one of the great benefits to God is you don't have to worry, right? God has always provided for us. Every time we thought we weren't going to be able to pay for something for the house, every time we thought something was going to go wrong, every time we've always made it. We've always had enough money to pay our mortgage. We've always had a roof over our head. It always works out. So I'm not going to stress about it. It's going to work itself out some way. I don't have to worry about it. Also, though, if it is $30K, which is a sizable chunk of change, we've talked about, like, how we're going to pay for the roof. Well, that's a roof payment right there, right? That would pay for our roof and our gutters. That I am tempted to be irresponsible. There is a $3,000 camera lens that I've been wanting. So a vacation. That's what we're talking about. Also, we can go visit Connecticut and Maine and Alaska, all these places we wanted to go. My coworker, out of the blue, Emmy doesn't know this yet. One of my coworkers listens to our podcast, our old podcast, our ghost hunting podcast. And I didn't know anyone still listened to that because we haven't put out a new episode in like 3 years. But so he listens to our podcast apparently, and he's like, "Well, you should either move to Maine for the ghost hunting, or why not just go to Scotland?" And I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? We could use the money to get our passports and we can just move to Scotland. We've always talked about it. We have nothing else tying us here. My parents, I love my parents. Love my parents very, very much. They have retired and decided that they're going to travel the United States. Very, very happy for them. So they're not going to be here anymore. But as they're downsizing, because they're going to have to live in an RV, basically, right? They have to fit their entire life into an RV. So my mom's literally going through, like, all of my childhood stuff. And she was like, "Do you want, like, your footprints from the hospital?" And so she's just throwing out my childhood, which I don't blame her. I didn't want it. I knew Emily would want it, so I told her, "Don't throw it out. We will use that." But, like, I get it. But at the same time, she's literally throwing out my baby feet. So Arizona is hot. Arizona is very hot. That's where my parents are going to go first. They're going to go to Arizona and Nevada, which I don't get why. Death Valley was like 135 degrees, so who would want to go to Death Valley? Excuse me. No, thank you. But I know you can't just go to another country, but, like, I have a degree. I don't see why Scotland went. My great-grandmother was a part of, like, the actual Highland Scots clan, right? She has the proof to direct ties to the family castle in Scotland for one of the Highlander clans, right? So, like, we should be allowed in Scotland. Half our blood is from Scotland. She is dead, but, like, then that's like the inheritance, right? I claim blood right to that. My mom did that to me, and she threw out all these toys as keeping for future kids. I guess I'm just not sentimental enough about it, because like I don't. What do I need my footprints for? I have my feet. I knock on wood. I'm not gonna lose my feet. God forbid. So I don't need feet print because I have my feet. So why would I need that? It's super sad. My family is very sentimental, and when I found out his mom was getting rid of stuff like that, it's like, no, gimme. I'll tell this. This should tell you the mentality. So, if you didn't know, one thing about me is I absolutely love flamingos. They're like my favorite thing. Love, love, love flamingos. My mom was throwing out her Halloween decorations, but she called me to tell me that she saved me a zombie lawn flamingo. She was more excited to give me a zombie lawn flamingo than she was to give me my birth stuff. So that should tell you the kind of the headspace that she's in. Yeah, she's got a zombie lawn flamingo for us. We'll make that work in the yard. And here I am hanging up a certificate the dentist gave me for my kid's first visit. Okay, I don't even know where my degree is at. I have a bachelor's degree, and I couldn't tell you where my actual degree is. Like, I've got... More important than my actual degree, here is my graduation flamingo. So, I couldn't tell you where my worthless degree is, but here's a flamingo. Those things are worthless. You are absolutely correct on that. You are 100% correct on it being worthless. I don't regret getting my degree, but I don't see why I got it, because it has done me zero favors. Alright, we got some money. My bags are overflowing. Time to water the crops. I still have all the art my sister made me when she was a kid, and I treasure that. I don't think I have any of that. Any childhood art, nothing. I'm fairly certain, actually, that my parents did have a little bit of my childhood art, and I'm pretty sure that's gone straight in the garbage as well. I'm pretty sure they have thrown out my childhood art. I don't take offense to it, though. I made horrible clay flowers for Emmy when we were first dating. I regret it. I thought they broke, and I was kind of happy that they broke because they're ugly and horrible, but it's one of those sentimental things, right? It's something I made with my own hands to show Emmy how much I loved her and wanted to make her something, but like, they're hideous. The most unsentimental being. That is not true. That is not true. There was a barbecue I had as a kid, a little like Fisher Price blue barbecue that had the special feature where you could twist a knob and it would shoot like a smell of smoke out like you were grilling. And I kept that grill until I was like 17. I would not let my parents get rid of that. I loved that grill. I have a special stick gun. Yep, I do have a stick at my house. That is my stick. I told my parents they have to go find it before they leave because I want my stick back before they get rid of the property and everything else. So, yep, there is a stick. Ooh, look at that lag. I've only seen 3 photos of him as a kid. Well, my mom found one more picture of me as a kid, so you'll have one more. But yeah, we don't have a lot of photos of us as kids. Like, why would we want? I was an ugly kid. My teeth went like this. Like I could literally fit my thumb in between my two buck teeth. Like, I was an ugly kid who turned into an ugly adult. Like, I don't need picture reminders of that, right? Like, why would I want that? All of yours were ruined in a flood. See that? Oh, excuse me. That is one thing I legitimately want to do. Is I want to get the film equipment to help turn people's photos digital. Like, I have I have the equipment for it, and I need a little bit more, but I would love to be able to offer that to people to say, let me turn your physical photos into digital so that you have a backup for those things, for floods, for wildfires. Like, it seems like an obvious service for people. Y'all going crazy on the stuff over there. We're cooking steak now. It's gonna be well done steak. Let's flip. Because you're not ugly, don't mean to yourself. I don't mean to be mean to myself. It just happens. It's my natural state of being. Alright, let's cook some bread. Let's mix some garlic herb stuff. Grab that, add ingredients, add ingredient, and one more flip for good measure, and boom! Steak dinners, look at that. That is a bummer. That, like I said, that is why I do want to offer that to service to people to be able to say, hey, let me save your photos for you so that you don't lose them all. The hard part, this is one of those unfortunate realities that really sucks. But it again, unfortunate reality, so it just is what it is. The less people want to pay, like the cheaper someone is, the worse of a client they're going to be. So I want to offer budget options to people. I want to be able to help people who can't afford regular photography services. I want to help people who just can't pay a multi-$1,000 wedding photographer. I want to do that. But like, I've done weddings for $100 that have asked for thousands of dollars worth of work, and like, they're not paying for it. I'm trying to be nice and trying to help them, but the cheaper a client is, the more they're going to want from you, right? Like, I did work for a church that paid me $600, and they just wanted me to fly my drone up and take a few pictures. Like, $600 for easy work, here you go. But $100, well, that's going to be, we need to talk all the kind of photos I want, and we want to go 6 locations and a bunch of changes and things like that, right? So it's somehow the cheapest clients are usually the worst to deal with. So it makes it really hard to want to do those nice things for people, because you know it's gonna bite you in the rear, and that's frustrating. Okay, share something real weird and wild about my memory. Yes. Let's hear it. Weird and wild memories. Go. I'm running low on everything. It might be time to make some more planks here soon. Make some more smoke bombs. One more smoke bomb. Okay. Let's put some wood in here. Make some more planks. We're going to drop these planks off, but I want one. Share that. So we got 43 arrows, 43 smoke bombs. We can drop. We don't need the butter. Don't need the clay anymore. Oh, no, I want the coin. All right, let's go resupply in town here. I can remember every year of my life from preschool and moving forward. I can remember all my teachers' names and which rooms they were in, but I can't remember third grade, not the teacher, not where the room was, not anyone I was with in the room. I can't remember anything of that year, school or not. It's weird. So, as someone who took psychology in high school, I can safely tell you that's because you have some blocked out memories from that. So don't go poking around, right? You don't want to unlock the traumatic memories. But I mean, memory is weird and fallible as it is, right? Like, there are memories that I have as a kid that I truly, truly question, like, did that actually happen to me, or am I misremembering that? So it's hard to tell. But like my cousin, he's in therapy and a bunch of other stuff, but he says he can't remember anything before 13 or 14. Granted, I'm pretty sure that's mostly because of drugs, but I mean, he's missing a third of his entire life, so memory's weird sometimes. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yeah, he had a rough go of it. I guess that's the nice way of putting it. There's a lot of circumstances and a lot of stuff that goes into his life. So I can't really. It's not my place to tell his story, but that there's a lot that goes to that. As my brain goes too, I can't remember any trauma as a psych major, and I've had so many traumatic things happen beyond that year in my life, so I don't know, but it's something like, do I try and figure it out, or I let sleeping dogs lie? That's a hard question. I understand the idea of let sleeping dogs lie, because you never know what you're going to go poking around and finding, but also, it's a hard question, right? Because, like, I guess I should put it a different way. Is there anything worth remembering from third grade? Because I can remember being in third grade. I was in Mrs. K's class. I wrote a paper about The Legend of Zelda 2. We played Pokemon. A kid gave me a Victory Bell or Weeping Bell Pokemon card in the back of my lunchbox that I hung on my hook. So, like, are any of those memories worth anything? There is one memory I have that I really, really, really hope is a fake memory, that because I can't remember how this actually happened, and I don't remember if I said this out loud, and so I really, really, really hope that I'm misremembering this, but I did randomly remember this happened in the second grade. There was a girl who disappeared one day from class. And of course the class is like, oh, where'd she go? And our teacher stupidly told us that she didn't make it to the bathroom in time and she had to go home. A teacher should never tell that to a class. Teacher, you messed up. She was bullied so viciously that she left the school. She came back 2 years later, and they introduced her as a new student from out of district. And this is what I can't remember. I remember thinking, oh, that's the girl who peed her pants, and I can't remember, did I say that out loud and just ruin her entire... You know, she come back fourth grade, tried to put all that behind her. Did I say that out loud and ruin all of that? Or did I just think that in my head and not ruin that poor girl's life? Hello, T-Pam Radio, welcome in. I can't remember anything beyond that. So I really hope that I didn't do that, because that poor girl left the school because she was bullied so much and thought she could come back and have some dumb kid me yell something out. Like, I really hope, I'll never know. There's no way I will ever know. No way I'll ever know. I might have ended. I don't know. And like, you were a kid, give yourself a break. I did say a lot of stupid stuff as a kid. Here's my own thing. TPAM Radio, looking for Catholic streamers? You have come to the right place. I am a Catholic streamer. We were just talking about Catholicism not too long ago. We do talk about other stuff as well, but welcome in. So you're Catholic yourself, or just curious about Catholicism? To show you how I was such a naive and trusting kid. I believed in Santa legitimately until I was like 13 or 14, because I loved my parents. My parents were honest, good people. Why would they lie to me? Why? You wouldn't do that. So I had that whole thing. Congratulations on getting confirmed. We got confirmed, what, a year ago now? Going on 2 years? So we're pretty fresh Catholics ourselves. We did spend a lot of time learning. I studied apologetics very, very thoroughly. No, it gets worse. It gets worse. I did not understand Mulan. For the longest time. I'm talking an embarrassingly long time. That scene in Mulan where she gets caught that she's a girl because they slash her and the doctor's fixing her up. And I did not understand, like, well, how did they know that she's a girl? She had short hair. She was acting like a boy. How did they know that she was a girl? I legitimately couldn't figure that out for an embarrassingly long time. I grew up Baptist. My dad is a pastor. I studied baptism for a little bit. Baptist side, not baptism, but being a Baptist. I did consider being a Baptist for a while, but I did decide on Catholicism. I'm very, very happy for that. So I know both sides of that a little bit. So that should give you insight into how, like, naive and trusting I was as a kid. And, like, I'm embarrassed by it, but I'm also not embarrassed by it, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with having childlike innocence and trusting your parents and trusting the world around you, right? There's nothing wrong. That's not something to be embarrassed about, but it's a little something to be embarrassed about, right? So, oh boy, that was long time ago now, though. These servers are not holding up. I feel like the whole game is going to crash here soon. So if we get cut off randomly, I think it's because the game is going into full on, like, maintenance mode, because everything looks like it's breaking right now. We gotta hunt down who owns this smelly thing. Excuse me. Not quite Catholicism, but we're very happy that the Christian band Skillet is playing our state fair. And we're hopefully going to go see Skillet live in concert next week. So we're really excited to do that. And there is a Catholic monk, Father Robert Nixon. He is in Australia, and he is going to let me interview him and a few of the other monks for a video talking about recreation and, like, the importance of having a hobby in Catholicism. So it's really cool. We're going to get to talk to an Australian monk and get his perspective and opinion on a few different things. He also makes absolutely wonderful music that I need to show off more. He's given me permission to share his music in all of my videos. In fact, I'm going to make it like our background noise here soon, because I want to share his music. It's like Catholics supporting Catholics, right? Like the guy makes wonderful music. I want more people to be able to hear his music. So yeah, he's a really cool guy. Robert Nixon, Father Robert Nixon, from Australia. Skillet's cool. I don't listen to much Christian metal, even though I like metal. Yeah, Christian. I'm not a huge metal fan. I used to be a huge metal fan. I've slowly moved away from metal. Christian music is really hit or miss for me. I know there's some really popular big Christian bands, and it's just not for me. But I'm stereotypical Catholic, right? I like the Gregorian chant. Absolutely love Gregorian chant, things like that. Classical music. There's a lot of great Catholic composers like oh, now I'm gonna embarrass myself here. Vivaldi. Vivaldi was Catholic. Mozart was, I think so. I like classical music as well. So Catholic music, there's a lot of it, but I like the older stuff for the most part. Let's buy some recipes. Let's learn to make some ramen. And we can't make stir fry. Stir fry just takes cooking oil. Really? That'll be really good to do. There's a couple videos on my my YouTube channel's the same name. I've done a couple Catholic videos. We gotta go do one of the abbeys near us. Let me fly my drone over it and interview a couple monks to talk about what makes their abbey so special. And I've talked about with Emmy for a little bit. Emmy's my wife. Lonely Ghost Cottage, as she pops up. Doing like a Catholic guide to Oregon, and going to like all the different monasteries and interviewing them and talking about like all the cool. Cause we have monks that make fudge. We have monks that make beer. We have monks that make fruit cake. We have a pilgrimage path. We have the grotto, which is just this beautiful Catholic sanctuary. Like there is so much cool Catholic stuff around here. I thought it'd be cool to really like document, if you come to Oregon, what should you see as a Catholic? And there's so much, and that's only part of Oregon. Like I don't know what's on the coast. Never really done Catholic in the coast, and all of like Eastern Oregon. That's like a desert, so that deserty area might have some stuff. I found a new Doritos flavor, pineapple jalapeno. Don't buy them. Now, see, you say don't buy them, but pineapple jalapeno doesn't sound bad. Like, you put a little bit of hot sauce on that, and you've got yourself something good. I don't know, Sohn was always telling me to try Takis, and I'm getting into Takis, and those are delicious. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate that. You're my first follower in quite a long time, so you're very... very happy to have you here. Where did you find the pineapple jalapeno? Because I'm going to buy them. I'm going to buy them, and I'm going to eat them. Gotta go? Alright, well, we'll hope to see you around next time. I usually stream during weekdays and on Saturdays, so I'll see you next time around. I'm sure we'll have you in here again. Have a blessed evening. Be my guest, dig your own grave. I'm gonna fill them with Frank's Red Hot sauce is what I'm gonna do. Hot sauce jalapeno pineapple Doritos. Now I'm trying to think of what is the worst Dorito flavor I've ever had. I can't think of any bad Doritos I've ever had. They're the mustard Doritos. Mustard Doritos are strange. Try to come back when I'm not working, when I'm more awake. Well, that might take a while, right? We're all stuck working a whole lot. Doritos doesn't make bad flavors. I don't know. Doritos makes Taki flavors, so And Coop said his following isn't growing. Do I have a Discord? Yes, there is a Discord link that should be in the Twitch bio. You can join. Oh, Emmy will grab it. Thank you, Emmy. I post photos there because I'm a photographer, so we do photos, we talk about Catholicism, a little bit of everything. A couple other streamers are in there, so you can meet other streamers. If you yourself are a streamer, you can show off your stream. We do all sorts of things. But, I mean, you do have a good point, Bubble. That's what I'm talking about. I was like, maybe I don't need to focus on streaming so much as I just need to focus on the Catholic stuff, right? The religion. I've always wanted to do more apologetics. Always wanted to talk more about God. I've always wanted to do more making short films about Jesus. I've always wanted to do more there. So maybe I need to focus on that. It's the real Joshy. Can't wait to see you in there. Thanks for coming and hanging out today. I really appreciate it. And I mean, it can't be the wrong thing to do, right? When is more God the wrong answer? Like, can't possibly be the wrong answer, right? So we're also getting into Warhammer. So if you happen to like Warhammer 2, which is the weirdest thing, I never realized it, but like there's a ton of Catholics who love Warhammer, and I don't know what it is about Catholics and Warhammer, but as I'm getting into Warhammer, I'm really starting to see a ton of Catholics hanging out there. I'm sick of all the fake Joshes in there. I'm pretty sure... I don't think we have a Josh in there, but Emmy has a brother named Josh, and he's not in there. And that's one of those things, like, usually when you're a streamer and you're just starting out, the first people to watch you are, like, your brother and your mother. Like, my own family doesn't watch my stream. Like, my mom doesn't. I tried giving my stream information to my mom and dad. Like, hey, you know, come hang out and watch my stream sometime. You know, support your son and show him that he can make it. No, they haven't watched my stream once. So, shout out to my mom and dad. Love you guys, but they don't watch my stream. But Emmy's been here. Emmy's been here since day one. My first follower, my first viewer, my rock, my support. My everything. The cute little heart emojis. And then after that, I want to say it was Bubble? There was one other person who came before Bubble, but they have since been banned from the channel, so we don't talk about them. But I'm pretty sure after that was Bubble and Sohn and Dexter. I think Bubble was second, because Bubble's been here since the days of streaming Pokemon on TikTok. Let's talk about that. There have only ever been 2 people I've ever had to actually ban from my channel. So, I try not to. I try, welcome everyone, but there are a few people who have crossed some lines that should never have been crossed. I watched you on TikTok during Pokemon. What the heck, you little bug? Come here. Stop. There we go. Look, one was banned because they were hitting on Coop behind closed doors and being really creepy. And here's that naivety. I had no idea that I was being hit on. Like, it legitimately didn't cross my mind, because I was just like, well, I'm married. I talk about Emmy all the time. Why would anyone ever hit on me? They know that I'm married, so they couldn't possibly be trying to hit on me or flirt with me, because they know that I'm married, and everyone respects marriage. So I legitimately had no idea. Again, naive, trusting nature. Thank goodness I have Emmy to look out for me. I'm too naive for my own good. We do talk about everything. Can finish each other's sandwiches. And my waffles. Speaking of waffles, got my little stress waffle right here. And the mom's waffles that she made for you that I ate. I'd say she'd make waffles again, but I'm not so certain. I'm sure they're trying to get out of that house ASAP and get on the road. I know they want to be in Nevada before the fall hits. Like they've become the old people who hate the winter, so they're gonna go move where it's 100 degrees because they don't want to be cold. So I'm fairly certain their goal is to be gone before October. No mercy. I got a waffle maker, a normal one or a mini one. This mini waffle stick maker for the kiddo was $10. Mini waffle sticks. I remember when the French toast dipping sticks came out, and those were like all the rage, right? There were certain things if you went to school and you had like Pop-Tarts or a Monster or something like that, like you were the king. Lunchables, if you had like the pizza Lunchable, you were the king. And the French toast dipping sticks were also one of those things. If you came to school and you had French toast dipping sticks, you were the coolest. Post in Discord? Yes. Alright. Our inventory is full again. I do not know how we fill up our inventory so fast. Target girlies unite. We go to Target far too much for our own good. Like, I was telling Emmy that if I have to get another job, like, if I got 2 part-time jobs, if I got a part-time job at Target and a part-time job at, like, Joann's, the employee discounts for working at those 2 places would more than make up for the difference in pay, I think. Because we spend way too much money at the craft store and at Target. Go to Target way too much. Like, at least 2 times a week. And it's not even like half the time we're not even shopping at Target anymore. We just walk around and look at what the new stuff is because it's just good exercise, right? I got the new Fitbit, so I got to get my steps in every day, right? So it's not even about buying things, it's just getting those steps in. And when it's 100 degrees outside, it's nice to be where it's not 100 degrees. Dollar Spot is my bread and butter? What is it? Is that like a Dollar Tree? A Dollar Spot? Oh boy, I just lost. What did I put in here that I needed to grab back out? I needed the furs. Okay. The furs. But now I want a Five Below here. Everyone talks about like Five and Below and how cool those are. We do not get the Five and Below. We have Dollar Tree and Dollar Generals. Like, boring. I want more than that. All right, let's make another steak. Oh, we need to request more butter. Someone pass me more butter. Ingredients, butter. Five and Below is a bunch of garbage. Is it? Because everyone always talks about like how amazing the Five and Below is. I'm sad to hear that it's not. Oh, the dollar spot of the Target. Yeah, the dollar spot at the Target is amazing. It's just Five Below, not Five and Below. See, that's how you know we don't have any here, because I had no idea what it was even called. The only store that we don't have here that I know the name of is the Piggly Wiggly, and that's just because that's the coolest store name ever, is the Piggly Wiggly. There's a lot of stuff, but you get what you pay for. Make the bread. Make the garlic butter. Quickly before the bread burns. Five or Below is hot mess or hit or miss. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's $5, right? Like, bug just flew in my mouth. Like, there were someone's TikTok content I saw today. Their entire content was talking about, like, what should you get at the dollar store and what should you skip at the dollar store. And their complaint was like, well, I bought these flip-flops at the dollar store and they were poor quality. Like, well, yeah, it's $1. Like, you bought dollar flip-flops from the dollar store. Did you think they were going to be great quality? Like, it's $1. Of course it's bad quality. So you certainly expect a certain level of low quality when you're only spending a couple dollars, right? There's what was the thing we saw, Emmy? There was something coming to the dollar section at Target. There was like a little kitty ear basket thing that people said was already reselling for like $70 that you gotta go get it fast because it's gonna go nuts here soon, that everyone's gonna be buying it up. Do you know what I'm talking about? How do you move the work table from your action bar to place? Oh, so if your work table is in your inventory, like if it's right here on the bar, you just select the number. Like my rice is number 1, so you select 1, and then you should be able to place it down with a regular key from there. So just regular select it and then click and it should go. You can also hit, I think, Control will put you into like the thing to alter your area so you can place furniture down, things like that. Emmy's getting frustrated with the game. Trying to think of any. The only game I can think of her ever getting really frustrated with was when we played World of Warcraft. There was a Warlock challenge to unlock Green Fire, and it was legitimately a hard challenge. I remember that frustrated her. Also, the Infinite Maze in World of Warcraft was pretty frustrating, so I ended up doing that one for her too, but nothing too bad. The Green Fire challenge was tough, but I literally did it for like 3 different people. I did it for me, I did it for Emmy, one of my other friends couldn't beat it, so I did that challenge so many times that it wasn't even like a challenge anymore. If I had my ADHD meds, I could have done it. Okay, we got that going. We got all those going. Everything is going. We're making potato seeds. All right. We're in a good place. I guess we should go check out, because I invited Emmy to the game, we unlocked a limited edition little Chupa hat. Look at how adorable that is. Absolutely adorable. They do have a real money marketplace in the game, and I gotta say that some of these things look amazing for the real real money, like these pirate hats, bandanas, pirate outfits here, glowy stuff, like all these little potions and stuff. So they made a good real money market store, and there is some temptation to spend the real money on the game. And like I know people talk about like, oh well, that's how they get you, but at the same time, like it's a free game, right? Like they put a lot of work into it, so why not toss them a few bucks, right? If you enjoy the game, then they deserve to be paid for making a great game, right? So with that said, I think it is time for me to stop streaming. I guess get ready for dinner and other stuff with Emmy and then bed because I still have work for 2 months. I got to get the most out of the couple months of work I have left. So, as always, let's end with our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day, and thank you for continuing to help me to navigate the difficulties and challenges of life. Lord, I pray for those who are currently struggling with all the fires and all the different natural disasters ongoing. Lord, be with those people who are recovering from those terrible things. Lord, be with all the people who have lost their job. A lot of people just got told that they're not going to have a job anymore. Lord, help them to navigate these difficulties and help them to find their path. And finally, Lord, we pray for those who have no one left to pray for themselves, those holy souls in purgatory. Lord, help them to be cleansed in purgatory so they can be brought into your everlasting kingdom of love. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for chatting. Really enjoyed it. It's been a tough couple days, but I really needed this. And it's nice that it's good and relaxing to hang out with my chat. So I really missed this. So thanks for hanging out with me. I will be streaming again later this week, so we will have more story time and more stuff then. Have a wonderful, blessed evening, and we will see you again soon.